starts off with 33.
Yeah, very, very good shots by Benton. There you go. Michael got that one, drove in the middle, so maybe he's getting settled down now and he's ready to go.
Michael Braden, 51 years old, coming in here. And like Scott mentioned, the only of our 4 competitors that has experience in this shoot-up on a stage like this, because it's only been done for, a few years. 16 years the competition's been around. It hasn't been this kind of a pressure cooker.
Yeah, I mean, Kendall Woody and Keith Trail, and I think Michael Braden's made the final 8 in the young guys class when we didn't shoot it on a stage like this. So as far as being on the stage,
Let's take a look at the replay. What are you seeing, Scott?
I mean, he just looks real solid. I mean, he looks very calm in his shot, and where the arrows landed shows, what we're seeing. I guarantee he's not calm on the inside, but he's hiding it well.
You could tell by that big sigh after that shot. Shooting that 11 is a big deal. We did have a chance to talk with Benton Christensen just before they came up on stage, Scott, and we just said, do you like it? And he said, no, he doesn't like it. Well, I can't tell you exactly what he said, but.
Yeah, it's funny. Benton's a character, and I love shooting with Benton. And, I mean, all the guys out here, we just have such a good time.
Yeah,
and,
pretty quiet guy,
yeah,
Benton,
I can't sit here and pick one over the other 3 guys. They're all good friends of mine. So.
Yeah. So Benton, of course, is our 2018 Lancaster Archery Classic champion, trying to repeat.
Yeah, and he had to earn that because that guy he shot against put up a pretty good fight.
Which was?
That was me.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
We went down to the 3-arrow shoot-off, and I went down to the closest to the center on the last arrow. So.
Looks like he caught that line.
He caught that one.
If you're new to archery, it doesn't matter. As long as you touch that line, you get the higher value scored.
See, Michael looks real solid right there. And that the results showed it. So. And one thing you'll notice, both these guys are shooting a wrist strap release, index finger release. And they both shoot it very, very well.
Good shot. Now, Scott, when you shoot, what does your dot show you when you're looking at the target face? Because you have holes, that are around, but are you seeing them, or is your dot big enough where you're covering up the yellow?
I run a pretty good-sized dot. If I keep him in the 10 ring, my dot's going to cover it because it covers it a little bit more than the 10 ring when I'm aiming.
Oh, 10 ring, okay.
I mean, I got to get a pretty bad shot out there to be able to see it when I'm aiming on the next one. There we go.
Nice shooting, gentlemen.
33s across the board.
Yep.
For us in this Masters Open Pro. If you are just joining us, this is the shoot-ups headed towards the final shoot for the 2019 Lancaster Archery Classic. In this shoot-up format, what you have is the 4th and 3rd place qualifiers that are shooting against each other, and whoever wins is going to shoot against second. Whoever wins that match will shoot for the top prize. A unique format. And the other thing about this tournament that I love is normally, Scott, with compound archery, which is what we're watching right now, you have cumulative scoring. On the recurve side, you usually have the set scoring system where you just win one set and so on. As we take a look at another replay, Scott, what are you seeing?
I mean, like I said, Michael has settled down, it looks like. He looks calmer than he was at first. Very little movement in the bow arm. And he runs his 33 that time. So I think he's settled in now. You get over the nerves of that first end when you get up there, and then you just settle in and do your job.
Yeah, you notice that he's playing with that little eye patch there. That was something, as Michael got a little older, he noticed that his dominant eye would kind of switch back and forth. And so this way he tricks his brain into always using the dominant eye, his right eye.
Yeah, he said sometimes he would see the target next to him through his scope. So, I mean, Benton's still just pouring it on. I mean, that's 7 in a row. So.
He knew that. When that broke, he knew that.
Just a little bit tall. That's just wide.
And that's really, you know, Michael, all he can do is just shoot his shot and just hope that Benton's going to throw a point here or there.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's all Michael can do at this point. I mean, the only thing he's got control over is what he's doing, so.
11.
You know, he got that one in there. He just got to keep shooting 11s and hope that Benton gets a little bit loose like he did on that last one.
Fletching are the veins that they use. I noticed that Michael's using 4, Benton's using 3, trying to have a traditional 3. What do you use on your arrows?
I'm the traditional guy. I run 3 veins on mine. You know, Michael's running 4 veins, so he's running a drop away. I don't like moving parts.
Yeah,
So
stuff that one.
Yeah, he stuffed that one in there. I like using just a blade rest, you know, no moving parts, so I run 3 Fletch.
Lancaster Archery Classic, a really neat format. You shoot 60 arrows, and the scoring here is these archers are shooting 18 meters downrange, which is just short of 20 yards. That's the distance you're looking at. And the scoring format is that normally this X ring that we call in the middle, it's about the size of, probably about the size of a dime.
Yeah, probably just a smidgen bigger than a dime.
Smidgen bigger than a dime, and then a silver dollar, if you know what that is in the States, is probably the 10 ring. So here the scoring format is 11 for the middle ring, 10 if you catch that outside ring, and then 9, 8, 7, 6?
Yeah,
Yeah,
6 would be
6
the blue.
in the blue. And so the highest possible score you can score in competition in qualifying is 660 points, which has only been done in the Open Pro class, which we'll see later on today, twice. One time done this weekend. So for Braden Christensen, he qualified with 640 points, Michael Braden at 645. Then what we do is we take a certain cut depending on the class, and then you go to elimination rounds.
Yeah.
And Scott, that's where you got bumped out in the only real head-to-head shoot-off once we got to the final 8, right?
Yeah, I mean, we took 16 in the Masters Open Pro, and I got through my first match, and then I went up against Michael Braden, and we both shot a 130, which is only 2 off. And, you know, we went into the shoot-off, and he edged me out by just a little bit, so he's up on the stage, and I'm back here with you.
Someone needs a hug. Final end to advance up the ladder in the shoot-up.
Yeah, Michael just needs to just shoot 11s right here and see what Benton does.
11.
I mean, Benton's definitely in control of it right now.
Mm-hmm. Long hold.
Yeah, he had a little bit of a wiggle there with that long hold.
We call that the shot can break down if you hold too long, too. Muscles are not used to it.
Yeah, just over-aiming. The dot's probably not setting as good as he's used to because he's ramped up. But
Yeah, true.
so it slows down your shot process.
And we know how he likes to tie his D-loop and knocking points.
Yeah, good picture of it there.
Mm.
Another great shot by Benton, right down the middle.
Yeah.
All right, let's give these guys a
All
hand.
right, so Michael Braden is going to finish 4th in this tournament. Lives and breathes archery.
Yeah, and for 4th place, Michael's going to get $1,000 from
Michael, you take
Lancaster.
$1,000, 4th place. What do you have planned for the rest of the year? You've got Vegas and then.
All the ASAs and probably all the NFAs pretty hard.
Very good. Well, we certainly wish you well. Michael Braden, let's give him a hand. Michael's one of the nicest guys in the sport. He helps everyone and very accessible. One of the best coaches as well. So there's not a better guy in the sport. Michael Braden, thank you. Benton, you were hard on my buddy Michael there. You only dropped 1 point. You want to keep some of that going?
Yeah, I don't know how that happened.
Well, I don't know what you had for breakfast, but I think everybody wants to know.
McDonald's sausage McMuffin and a fruit and yogurt parfait.
There you go. There's your secret. All right. Next up, we got our second seed, Kendall Woody. Let's give him a hand. Kendall Woody, shoot the main green, Martin.
So Kendall Woody, 52 years old, out of Virginia. Originally started off as a recurve hunter with his dad and his grandpa. Wanted a semi-automatic shotgun as a kid. Got a compound bow instead.
Yep.
And now look at him.
Now look at him here.
Kendall also extremely experienced. I mean, just with tons of wins in his career, but
Yes.
first time on the raised platforms here.
Yeah, and he's shooting a new bow this year. You know, he went with Martin. You know, Martin's making a great comeback, and he's shooting his Martin very well. Obviously, he's right here on the stage shooting in the finals. Not a good start, but he'll bounce back like Michael did. Benton's still pouring it on.
He is, but you know, and I hate to say this because you sound like a armchair coach, but wouldn't you just get it in one or two clicks to the left? 'Cause
Yeah.
Benton just keeps pounding the left side of that X.
Yeah, he's definitely playing on the left side. I think Kendall needs to move his side too. Those are exactly in the same hole.
One thing to take note of too is the way that this Lancaster Archery crew lit this shoot up area. You notice that on the right target, the shadows peel off to the right. On the left target, the shadows peel off to the left. That's done on purpose because some archers shoot top to bottom don't like to see the shadows covering up the target below.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so Kendall with a 27.
Yeah, that's definitely not the start Kendall was looking for. You know, it puts Benton back in the driver's seat in this match.
Sure does.
And he just shoots another 33.
Scott, I got to practice on this stage without the lights. You know, the normal lights are on Thursday. But even from my experience, stepping up on that platform and staring at those targets 18 meters away, it just feels different.
Oh, yeah, it feels totally different. You know, they got a little practice range back here in the back.
All right, so 33 to 27 on this first end. Difficult for Kendall Woody to come back with the way Benton's been shooting, but a look at what Kendall was up to in this one.
Yeah, I mean, this is just so unlike Kendall Woody to come out and open up with 3 9s. You know, obviously he's not happy with that. You see him adjusting his sight there. So we'll see what he does on this second pass.
Looking at this shot right here, Scott. One of the interesting things, I had a conversation with Jesse Broadwater on Friday about this. Would you rather be on the right side or the left side? So Benton's on the right side facing the crowd, or would you rather be facing the back of your competitor? Or you're a left shooter or right shooter?
I'm a right-handed shooter.
Yeah.
I don't know that it really matter. I mean, once you get up in there, you should be in such a zone that you shouldn't even see the people on the right.
Yeah.
Man, he's still just pouring it on.
Mm-hmm. He just settles right into his shot.
Yep. Let's see
I
if
think the
Kendall-
nerves are over for Kendall. Let's see if he stuffs one here.
Let's see if he comes back in now. Settles down. I mean, he got it closer, but he's still high and left.
Mm-hmm. Little bobble, but so much room at this point.
Yeah, a little loose on that one, but he's got such a big lead.
There we go.
There, Kendall got 111, so.
He still just grab another click or two, huh?
Mm-hmm. Oh, a little flinch there.
Yep.
Just wide, I think.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a 10.
Yeah. You just saw a little bit of flinch in him right there. And with a 30-second clock, you don't really have time to let down and reset. You got to go with it.
Very true.
Kendall got another one in there.
Mm-hmm.
Let's give these guys a hand. Benton, for folks at home and those in the crowd, try to describe what it feels like up here. You've been here the last 2 years now. You know, the last 4 years in a row, excuse me. What's it feel like here, and is there anything quite like it?
It's different, just being, I don't know, isolated, I guess, and you can't breathe. That's about it.
Well, that's good insight. We try with our Joe Ed kids, we try to put them up on a stage, try to make them feel uncomfortable. And that's the whole purpose of these stages. Number one, it helps the crowd and it helps the broadcast to see the archers.
So there was Benton with that little flinch that we talked about.
Is to get the archers up, you know, off of floor level.
And that happens sometimes, and you're right. You know, maybe normally if he has the 2-minute clock to shoot 3 arrows, that he knows he's over holding, or, you know, the shot's just not where it wants to be with his timing, and he's going to let that down. But this is the hardest thing about this particular venue, man. You need to be committed, Scott. And if you have that with the pin's not holding, or, you know, do you have an internal clock yourself? You kind of know, like, you have a rhythm to your shooting, or are you more of a command type shooter where you're going to hold it until it's in the middle?
No, I mean, I've got a rhythm, and I know when I should stop. I don't always stop and let down, but I mean, knowing that we got a 30-second clock here, I was practicing at home, shoot it no matter what.
Yeah.
Because, you know, you plan on being on this stage, and you can't let down to 30 seconds hardly and get back into it. So I actually done some practice that way.
Wow.
You could just tell that it looked like he just gave up on that shot too quick.
Mm-hmm.
You know, gives a little bit of opening for Kendall, but it might just be too much to overcome by now.
That was it. He really needed to shoot that 11 to maximize those 2 points.
Yeah, he needed every 11 from here on out.
Mm-hmm. Right back at it.
Benton's right back in the middle.
I like that he's talking to himself, too.
Yeah, I think we all do that.
Mm-hmm.
There's a good shot by Kendall. That there looked real clean, and obviously the results show it. So
When Benton shoots, too, you know, when he hits that release, everything stays so still.
mm-hmm. There's another 11. So he gained 1 point on him. You know, it's still a 5-point deficit.
96-91, Benton Christensen leads over Kendall Woody. Of course, this is, by the way, for third place in essence.
Yes.
So if Kendall is not able to claw back 5 points to get us to a shoot-off, or 6 points to outright win, he's guaranteed third spot.
Yes, he definitely will be on the podium no matter how it shakes out. One of these two guys will be third place.
And keep in mind, what happens here at the Lancaster Archery Classic is when you shoot your qualification rounds, your 660, once you get into elimination rounds, those points count as well.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how we end up seeding the archers. So it's not that you can relax at any point. You've got every single arrow in this match counts, because you can get to the point where you're the number one qualifier. You're guaranteed yourself first or second place money. Not that anyone wants to lose, but it is a little bit of breathing room.
Yeah. There's Kendall making his third shot on that end with grade 11. So
It's got to be frustrating, you know, when you're on these stages, when you finally start to get it stroking, finally start to drain it, and you know, wow, I've given 5 points away already.
Just gave up too much early on.
Final end for third place.
Benton taking his deep breath. Now he's going to settle in, and he's just going to try to execute a good shot. He knows he's got command of this match, and he just needs to make good shots and finish it out.
So it's
That's
really
it.
interesting the way he shoots, isn't it, though? When he releases that shot, the bow barely moves. Watch
Yeah.
Kendall, and this is more typical of a follow-through type shooter. Bow's going to move out to the left after the shot's released. See that little bit of move,
Yeah.
you know? And when you watch Benton shoot, it's just such a smooth process for him.
Yeah, I think that Kendall's probably pushing a little bit toward the target, and Benton's probably a little more static with his bow arm, to where he's not pushing, so you don't get that movement.
Yeah. Always different ways to do it in
Yeah,
archery.
I mean, there's so many different ways to do it. You just gotta find out what works for you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he knew that one wasn't any good when it went.
Yeah. Caught that line, though.
You saw just a little bit of a bobble just before it broke. He shot that one quick,
Mm-hmm.
but he still buried
He
it.
had a 7-point advantage, too,
Yeah.
you know, and sometimes you can just get in that flow and just
Yeah.
get that trigger moving.
He just wanted to get it off. Good 11 there by
Yep.
Kendall to finish.
So that'll wrap it up, 129 to 122. Benton Christensen over Kendall Woody, as Benton Christensen advances to the final round.
You went through a lot to get here with your qualification and all the eliminations yesterday, and unfortunately, Benton's just a buzzsaw up here this morning so far. He only missed 3 on you, and that's tough. But you put up a good fight here, and we look forward to seeing you the rest of the year. What are your plans for the rest of the year, Kendall?
I'll be going to Vegas, Dakota Classic, Indoor Nationals, U.S. Indoor, Outdoor Nationals, maybe OPA.
Very nice, very nice. Let's give Kendall Woody a hand, hailing from Virginia. Thank you, Kendall. Okay, our next archer, first seed, is Keith Trowell. Keith Trowell. Keith is a veteran, and we want to also thank him for his service to our country. Keith is also shooting the mean green Martin machine. Left or right? Right. Okay, he's going to bump.
So Keith Trail, out of Franklin, West Virginia, who's the owner of Southeastern Archery, 2003 ASA Rookie of the Year. He's got 26 national championship titles. He was part of the USA team in 11 and 12. Retired from the military, an absolute stud, 28 and a half years of service in the Army.
Yes, we thank Keith for that.
Absolutely. So, Keith, your number 1 qualifier.
He's talking about, do you prefer right side or left side? Well, obviously, we see Keith went to the right side.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's maybe not so much about which side you prefer, but you want to move the guy.
Oh, yeah. I see what you're
Benton was
saying.
just getting settled in.
Get him off their
So
spot.
Keith moves him. Just under on his first shot.
And I saw Keith grab a couple clicks on the sight.
Yep. Well, we got a practice range right back here in the back. But there's Benton's worst shot of the day. Nerves are probably getting a little bit more on him.
Mm-hmm.
But, even from the practice area out here, it could change the lighting just a little bit to change your impact point. Still just under it. Give it some more clicks, Keith. See if Benton settles back down. He's just over it. Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to go with the 10 on that one, I think.
Keith got down.
Yeah, good shot. Another little wobble on that one, but he was able to
Yeah.
pull through it. So
Yeah.
31 apiece tied at the moment. We're going to
Wait.
have the judges go down to the targets and take a look.
Yeah, Benton's got one close, so
Mm-hmm.
they're looking at it real hard right now. That's real close.
That is real close. It's a day where I don't want to be a judge.
Yeah.
So you're here at the 2019 Lancaster Archery Classic. We're in our final for the Masters Open Pro. And Keith Trail going up against Benton Christensen. Christensen came in here in the third spot and has worked his way up.
Here's a great shot of Keith. I mean, you just see the focus on him. You know, and he's done all this before, so the nerves probably isn't too bad for him. And he just buried that shot, so he's kind of in his rhythm now.
It makes you wonder, 28 and a half years of jumping out of airplanes in the U.S. Army and what he's had to experience in his career in the military, and why there would be nerves in archery. But
exactly.
it is the craziest sport ever.
Yep.
You can do all kinds of crazy things. You know, I've raced motorcycles, jumped out of planes myself, da-da-da-da-da. You stand on the line, put a little pressure on yourself, and things start shaking around, and you're like, really?
Yeah, and the pressure comes from within, you know.
No doubt.
You know, we're hard on ourselves when we're up there.
It's part of what makes the sport amazing, right?
Yeah.
You're never perfect at it.
So Benton's error was called in, so we're tied at 31. Great shot there. Matched him on that one. Definitely a great shot. I think Keith settled down now. You know, we shot the Hoosier Pro-Am last weekend. I shot with Keith, and he ran 28 X's on me on Sunday. And I ended up beating him by 1 point, but he told me this is the one tournament that he wants to win so bad. Benton was a little loose on his second one.
Stability of that bubble level.
Great end right there. One thing I've noticed that we all need to clean our lenses because this lighting in here shows how dirty they are.
True.
I'm sure mine is too.
Yeah.
Great shot by Benton.
All right, so you're in this position now. Let's go to Rob, actually, and hear what he has to say.
Well, gentlemen, good shooting. It looks like we've got a 64-63 match with Keith taking a 1 point lead. How you feeling, buddy?
You'd think being from the mountains where there's less oxygen and you come down here there would be more oxygen, but that's not the case.
Well, you are at altitude there.
Yeah, I think it's about almost 5,000 feet where I live, but anyway, it's...
All right. Well, we've got more arrows to shoot. Halfway through the match, 1 point, 64-63.
Preston, Idaho is where Benton Christensen calls home. About a 2-hour drive to the airport in Salt Lake City where he commutes in and out of to get to these tournaments.
Yeah, so it's quite a deal for him to get to the airport. I mean, some people live a lot closer than that, so for him to drive 2 hours and then fly all the way out here to the East Coast is quite a big travel day for him. Keith has got it rolling now.
He does.
And, you know, I mean, I shoot with these guys, and I can't sit here and root for one over the other one. You know, we just all like each other so well. I mean, Keith's just looking so solid and confident right now. He did not like that one, obviously.
Seemed to break a little bit early on him.
Yeah.
That really could change things right here.
Yeah, that could definitely swing the match. Benton didn't capitalize on it completely.
All tied up again.
Yeah, put him tied up. Seeing a little bit more movement in Keith than I normally would, so I'm sure his adrenaline and his heart rate's up a little bit right now.
Oh, he'll want that shot back.
Yeah, so based on that, that puts Keith up by 1 still.
Now, you shoot with these guys frequently. Do they often run binoculars when they're shooting? Do you? Because I noticed that there's no glass. I mean,
I
nobody.
do. I carry binoculars with me. Keith does not. He keeps them on the chair back behind him, and he'll look when he goes back. And Benton normally does not carry them either.
Yeah, talking to different archers, you know, it's one of those things when you're shooting and you want to see.
Yeah.
I mean, even younger archers can see 18
Sure.
meters downrange, but for people our age, sometimes we need a little bit of
Yeah.
help. A little bit of help
Yeah,
seeing.
which, obviously up here on the final stage, they got a television screen right there at their feet.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the binoculars is not a necessity, but, I mean, if it's something you're used to shooting
Yeah,
with,
like just the weight of it.
just the weight of it, you want to keep your balance on.
Yeah, for sure. So 1 point the difference here in this Masters Open Pro Final. Here in the shoot up, this is for the purse, for all the marbles, and for Benton to try to retain
repeat
his title, and for Keith to get his win that he so desperately wants.
Yeah. Final 3 shots here for each guys. That's a good one for Keith.
Yeah, crowd knows it's at stake.
Yep, the crowd's starting to get into it now. Oh, wow.
Toe to toe.
Yeah.
Time to start moving around the edge of your seat at 8:30 in the morning.
They're taking some swings here, aren't they? Wow.
He didn't
Good
think
shot.
he got it, looked like, for a second.
Yep. He's feeling it now. He knows it's within reach. He's just got to shoot one more good shot, and he'd be hit.
Oh, and he nearly stuffed that one inside out. Still
Keith-
1 point,
yeah.
117 to 116.
Keith needs an 11 right here.
Oh!
Oh, man.
Looks like he caught that 9 ring, though. The door is open.
The door's wide open now.
11 wins it.
11 wins it. Holy moly.
Wow. A repeat.
Repeat winner. 2 years in a row.
Benton Christensen.
He came from third. I mean, he went through the field, so.
Keith, man, you gave it a heck of a run. You shot your butt off. $2,000 for second place. Congratulations. Thank you, Keith. We'll see you again. What do you have planned for the rest of the year?
Vegas, and then the indoor nationals, and my wife and I are starting to build our house Monday or Tuesday, so a lot of time focused there also.
Congratulations. Congratulations. Great job, Keith. Heck of a run.
It's not that easy.
Let's give Ben Christensen a hand. $4,000 for first place. Okay, we're going to take just a few minutes here before women's recurve. Women's recurve will be next up.
Well, Scott
but we'll take
Steins,
just a few minutes for
what a win. I know you're friends with all these guys.
Yes,
but
absolutely.
it's a long way to go. So I'm Greg White with Scott Starnes sitting here in Lancaster Archery Classic, and we appreciate you checking out this Masters Open Pro. Scott, thanks so much for being
Sure.
here.
Thank you for
sitting
having
in with
me.
me. It's been awesome. So coming up, we still have more shooting on tap for the rest of the day. So we'll be back here in just a few moments.
I'm 1,000 miles from nowhere, and there's no place I'd rather be. I'm 1,000 miles from nowhere, and time don't matter to me, 'cause I'm 1,000 miles from nowhere.
Keep missing you. Who's been kissing you since you went away? My arms keep missing you. I keep wishing you come back today. My arms keep missing you. Who's been kissing you since you went away? My arms keep missing you. I keep wishing you come back today.
newest innovation in archery is here, Sweet Spot. Sweet Spot incorporates proven strain gauge technology into a complete package that allows you to see how much pressure you put into every shot. And Sweet Spot's lighting system tells you in real time if the shot is too weak, too strong, or is in your sweet spot. Get Sweet Spot Go No Go or the Enhanced Pro with live shot viewing at LancasterArchery.com today. Sweet Spot, because it's no fun to miss.